Hi guys, this is Orchi and this is going to be our weekly well-being reading, also a test for the microphone situation, so we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully it's not too bad. If it is, then next week I'm going to be back to the usual setting. Hopefully you can hear me and it's not going to be too loud or anything. No, too quiet. But you know, so all the decks that I'm using and the spread that I'm using is down in the description. Please check that out. You can find information about how to get in touch with me as well over there. And I have a Buy Me a Coffee page now, so which is, you know, cool. I mean, I renamed it to Buy Me a Spaceship part because that's just more fitting. So if you ever wondered how to support this channel, then you can do so. And I'm not going to mention that every, you know, in every reading, just, you know, I think in every new video this week or something like that. Okay, anyway, so I used the Threadbound Oracle for the focus area that we can do and, you know, what we can work with for this week. And I also found this really pretty leaf because autumn is here. So yeah, we have the 7 of Ink Illumination. Hope you can see it. Isn't it a beautiful? It's quite a busy one. I mean, at first when I was like looking at it, I wasn't entirely sure what was going on in this part. You know, you can see the rainbow immediately, and you can see this part because it's much more clear. But for me, this part was a bit busy. And it says the keywords are accomplishment, realization, and pride. I mean, with the rainbow. So I was kind of thinking about accomplishment and realization is this week for our, you know, mental health and well-being in general. We can spend time to, I'm not saying, you know, boost around and just go around and tell everybody how great you are, but just for yourself, list out your accomplishments. You know, get a list of everything that you did that you're proud of, because it can be big or small things. It doesn't have to be, you know, you find a cure for cancer type of things, but what is it in your life that you did? Even if it was something like you survived last year, that can be, and it is an accomplishment, because there's a lot of shit going around, and especially with mental health. Last year, and to be honest, this one as well, is very, very hard on us. So if you know, you survive with it, that's I think that's a great accomplishment. So you can be proud of that. So we can do that for this week. We can find things that we're proud of. And not because, you know, we need to boost our ego, but like I said, it's more about finding an objective way to look at us. And when you do that, you have to factor in your positive side as well. You know, you don't just pick on the things that you don't like. If you're objective, you can talk about what you did positively or what you did in a good way as well. That's part of being a balanced person, I guess, I think. And what to do to do this, I'm using the Hush Tarot, and we have the Page of Wands. Hope you can see. It's a very interesting page with Taurus. Page of Wands is Taurus. Interesting, because that's Earth. I mean, it looks like a bull, so that's why I was thinking about. I mean, I didn't even realize that this was a figure at first. I was just concentrating on the head too much. So it's pretty much a Frankenstein and a creature kind of thing going around. But because this is a page, it signals the beginning of a road, and the wands are, you know, passion and just charging forward. And when it's the page stage, it's pretty much making fires. Then some of them turn into forest fires. But I think it's what we can do is actually acknowledge that we're in the beginning stages of, you know, self-acceptance and self-love with this sort of reading. So even if you do this exercise for a while now and you think that you're not a page, you already started your like at least a night, this card reminds you to go back to that more innocent and optimistic as well mindset, where you can go and be like, hey, okay, I have good things, I can appreciate myself, I can be proud of my accomplishments. And it's very, very interesting that we have that creature, because I kind of feel like that you can look at the card as well as this is the front that we're showing to the world. Ooh, okay, this way. This little girl who's everything is normal, nothing to see here, but maybe our real self is much more complex. It's much more what we think is weird, and we don't think that we could show that off. But we're at that beginning of the journey where we're gonna realize that if we're this creature, that's completely fine, because most people are creatures because they are put together from experiences and good and bad, and we have a lot of scar tissue and good things as well. We are much more complex, but we have to go back to that beginning and optimistic mindset where we can work with that. And what to avoid, because that would hinder us, we also have a wand. We have a 7 of Wands. Interesting, 7 of Wands. And I kind of feel like with this one, because the 7 of Wands is protecting yourself. So you need to, you shouldn't, drop all your guards down immediately and all at once. But I kind of feel like we need to open a bit more to the outside world, so because there, people and experiences are usually can be a mirror for us. And I'm kind of feel like that with this 7 of Wands, it's about not being on the defensive when someone is complimenting you, for example. So try to exercise that for this week, that when someone is actually complimenting you, and if you allow to realize that, you will notice that people do that oftentimes and more often than you think. Don't immediately be like, oh, it's okay, I mean, no, you're as well as awesome, and either talk down on yourself when someone is complimenting you, or try to return the favor immediately and try to find something that you can compliment them, which is nice, but sometimes all you have to do is say thank you and just leave it there and try to accept that you were complimented, because I know that it can be a hard thing for people. It was for me as well. It took me, at least I think it was a year or so, when I was actually making an effort to not do first the self-deprecating, whatever, self-talking down part, because I was like, yeah, no, I can't, you're wrong. You can quickly and easily prove someone that they are wrong complimenting you. And then I went into the, I must compliment the other person as well. And that gives you anxiety. But after a while, I reached that point where I can just say, thank you so much. That's nice, or, that's nice of you to say, and mean it. And it didn't came, quickly and easily. It was work. I had to put in an effort to stop myself from repeating patterns that were no longer working for me. So that's why I'm confident that, if I manage to do that, you're gonna be able to do that, because I'm not that special. And to see what's going on in the background, ooh, I like that. I'm using the Angelarium Year 1 and 2. I have no idea which card comes from which. I have a walkthrough where everything is still in the box, so if you're curious, you can check that. We have the emanation of victory, and I kind of like that, because victory, we're gonna be victorious in some sense in our lives. And with something like this, week's exercise, you can get ready to accept it and to appreciate it and to enjoy it. Because what's the point achieving victory if you're not able to actually enjoy it? So this week's lesson is we need to learn how to be happy and how to allow ourselves to be victorious at some point in the future, because that's the deep underlying is something that is in the background, and what we need to work on connect to that. And I pulled from the Royal Mischief playing cards for this week's card as as an anchor card, and we have the Four of Hearts. Isn't it just beautiful? I mean, okay, I think it's beautiful, and I love this deck. And there's a little text that it says butterflies played in her hair. So these are all butterflies, these little creatures here. So for this week, I love that we got the symbol of butterflies, which is transformation, because we're trying to transform something in our lives. As a sign or symbol that you can use that to anchor the meaning of the reading, so you will be reminded of it for the whole week, because that's my experience. We often we forget about readings like this. But if you want to keep it in mind, then you can use butterflies or hearts even, or even a hairstyle. I'm kind of thinking that make yourself pretty unique hairstyles this week, and that will show you that you're getting ready for being victorious and just enjoying victory. That could be something as well. Use it, maybe if your hair allows it, use some sort of an accessory that would symbolize achievement and accomplishment and pride for you. Could be really rainbow as well. Okay, so that was this week's well-being reading. Hope it was useful. Please do let me know. Like, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you will see when I go live, and you can join me, and we can talk in live as well. Like I said, every information is in the description down below. So see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.